Hey guys, this is Kylan with Traveling Kimino, which is traveling with you in Japanese. Um, so I've been urban stealth camping for 7 months now, and I decided that it's probably time to make a video or two showing my setup and talking about, you know, how I navigate the whole urban stealth thing, and just kind of share my experiences, just because when I was going into this thing, seeing other people's videos really helped me, so I kind of want to put my 2 cents worth out there and maybe hopefully help somebody else who is forced into this situation or decides to take part in this experience for whatever reason. So I'm gonna show you guys my setup and ramble for a minute about, I guess, my story, whatever. Also, you have to forgive me, I've been sick for like a week and yet decided to make this video anyway, I guess. So, again, I have been urban stealth camping for 7 months in a fixed location. It's a smaller town. Nothing like the guys and gals who get up to this in Cali and shit like that. People driving by. So, I decided to live out of my car by choice. And I do have a car. It's a Pontiac Grand Am. It's a coupe. So it's really tiny. It's a tiny space, but I'm a really tiny person, so it kind of worked out for me. Goddamn, there are a lot of people driving by this parking lot. I was like, nobody's ever gonna drive by me sitting way back here in this corner, but I was wrong. So, anyway, tiny car, but I did decide to do this by choice. I had been living with my grandparents for the last 3 years or so, going to college, and anyway, some shit kind of went down, and my grandfather decided to sit me down and have a conversation, a very one-sided conversation about how he disagreed with all of the choices I made in life, and that if it were up to him, and he, if I wasn't like his granddaughter or whatever, he'd have me out on my ass. But I was working 2 jobs and going to school for nursing full-time, and so it was kind of very upsetting, and I wanted to leave then. That was like last January, and I did try to get out and rent a place from someone that I knew, and that fell through. So I was stuck there until the semester ended, and then I went to stay with my parents down in Georgia for the summer. Sorry. And then when I came back, I made up this ridiculous story that I'm staying with a friend who has this imaginary apartment with her imaginary roommate. And that's where my family thinks I've been living for the last 7 months. My brother has since found out. My brother was the whole reason I didn't want anyone to know, because he's the best brother in the world and would break his back to try and get an apartment or something to make me live with him. But he knows. He found out the day of my graduation. Oops. But he's a little mad, but I think he's accepted that I'm gonna kind of do what I want. But anyway, so the plan was to do this for 4 months, finish out the semester, graduate, get a job, and then get a place. And going into it, not even by the end of the first month, I had decided that this is something I want to do for a long time. It was really life-changing to me to go from sitting in my room, just kind of stuck with myself and all my issues, to being in this space and forced to kind of experience the world differently. You don't have those simple things that we all take for granted. You have to be more resourceful. I couldn't just sit in my car all day like I would sit in my room and just play on the internet and be depressed or whatever. I had to go out and do things. I had to find Wi-Fi if I want to get online. I was going for walks. I was sitting on the skywalks downtown and drawing and talking to people, and it kind of changed my whole life in some small way. And so I decided I really wanted to continue that. So here I am. I have since graduated. I do have a full-time job as a registered nurse, so I have the money, or I'm getting the money, to get out of this situation, but I'm gonna continue. I have plans to get a van and do the whole van dwelling thing just because I would like more space. I really want a kitchen so I can actually make food. I don't have that. I didn't get a whole like propane burner stove or anything and cook out the back. I just try to keep food that will last, or when it's cold out I can kind of keep it longer, but anyway, so I do have plans to be a van dweller, stay based here, hopefully work like 7 on, 7 off, and just travel the country on my week off before I come back. But that's still kind of up in the air. But anyway, so I'm gonna quit rambling and I'll show you guys my setup and maybe talk for a little bit about that. Let's check it out. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys my setup. First and foremost though, one of the most important things you can get are rain guards for your windows. That was one of the first things that I bought. You have to have those, man, because you got to keep your windows cracked. Otherwise the condensation and stuff is going to build up and you got to have air coming into your vehicle. So that's what you want to do first, is invest in a pair of those. Also, I have some of this on the inside of this window, some of that static cling stuff. But you can see mine, it's peeling off. I need new stuff. But you can't see in from the outside, and that's really handy in towns like mine where it's illegal to have really dark tint on a car. So I have that on both of the back windows. So for my front seat, yes, I do sit on 2 pillows, please ignore that. For the front seat, I usually keep the shoes that I'm wearing for the day in the driver's seat floorboard. That way whenever I hop out of bed I can just slide them on and go. And then in the passenger seat floorboard I always keep my case of water. And in the passenger seat I always keep my gym bag, just because it's easy to reach and I can always grab it and go. I take it to the gym with me. It's got all of my shower stuff in there because I do shower at the gym, and then like my extra clothes for the day. There's a phone charger in there, toothbrush, toothpaste, straightener, blow dryer, everything, and then a lock, of course, for the locker. Down in there's a little cubby back behind my drinks. I just keep some snacks and stuff. It's mostly chocolate though. And a holder for all my spare change. You kind of want to keep that out of the way because people are crazy and will break into your car for anything. And then in this little cubby here I keep my registration and my proof of insurance. It's good to have to not go digging around in case you get pulled over. So then my back seat, let me see. So my back seat obviously is my sleeping bag, my teddy bear. Hey. If you didn't gather from the hang on, there are people behind me. I picked a terrible location for this shit, evidently. But anyway, sorry. So from behind my driver's seat there is this plastic tub, because I have to sit really far forward when I drive, obviously, so I got plenty of room for it here. And inside of it there's mostly just like books and stuff from school. I'm not in school anymore, but you know, I'm a nurse and so you kind of never stop learning, and I gotta keep looking back at that shit. And then on the top, I just redid my setup last week, so when I did, I added this stuff here because I always put my my wallet, my keys, my chapstick, my phone, everything on top of this at night when I sleep. I just kind of empty my pockets there, so it kind of helps me from losing everything, because everything likes to slide off on the floor, or if I forget something, it ends up only God knows where by the time I'm done driving wherever I was going. So that really helps. This blue bag here, I also just put up last week, and it holds like books and stuff that I use frequently, or like my sketchbook is in there, my notebook. Just, it's easier to get into than this plastic tub. This plastic tub can be a pain in the ass sometimes. So this here I left up just to show you. This is my privacy curtain, and if you notice, it's not blackout. You can see through it fairly easily from the inside, but at night, whenever it's dark, the interior of the car is shadowed out, and so people can't see in, but you can see out. And I have it here. I don't block out all of my windows, which you'll see a lot of people who they'll use either towels or foam or cardboard or anything really, and they will black out all of their windows, the windshield, back windshield, everything. And that goes, a long way in the ways of privacy. But I felt like, as far as like legitimate stealth, it's gonna kind of be a dead giveaway that someone's in the vehicle. At least in a small town like mine, where if I park at Walmart and I park around the other cars or something, and a cop drives by with my curtain up, they're gonna drive by and they're gonna see my entire front seat, and it's gonna look like any other car in the lot. And because of this curtain, it's just gonna look like the back seat is really shadowed out, really dark, and it's not suspicious. So that's why I decided not to go the whole blackout on my windows route. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. It's actually really handy when you're trying not to be seen and you're in like really populated areas and stuff. Like, people can see me in the back windshield if I sit up. But it's not been a big problem for me. But anyway, so this is my curtain. It's just held up with Velcro. I did have Velcro and staples all the way across, but after a while it would get pulled out. But if you put Velcro on the plastic pieces, it'll stay. So that's one of the changes I made last week. And it just pulls down. And whenever I have it pulled down, I will lay this over my sleeping bag. That way people who walk by don't see my bedding. They just see some big black thing, or it just kind of looks shadowy also. Let me show you what's on the back part of the seat. So on the back part of the seat, sorry, I'm like swinging my camera, is just one of those seat organizers. This here I got last week, and it's just a big battery pouch. Or not battery pouch, but a battery juice pack. It's supposed to be good for like 6 charges. I think I paid like $20 for it maybe. And I have used it for 2 full charges now, and it's still got 66%. Hell, it wasn't even fully charged, I think, when I started using it. But it's kind of been a lifesaver, because I hate having to charge my phone before I go to bed when I get off work and I'm tired and I just want to sleep. And then in the back seat, in this floorboard, is my backpack, which has my laptop and some other chargers. It's also got a toothbrush and a comb and some toothpaste, so that way I don't have to take both bags or anything if I need to get dressed or get ready quickly somewhere. And I pretty much always have my backpack with me if I don't have my gym bag, just because I don't like to leave it in here, because it has my laptop, and if something were to happen to my laptop, I would probably die. And then in the back windshield, that big white thing is actually a poster I had made last week, and it was hanging up on my ceiling, but I kind of screwed around with the Velcro, and so it came off after a few days, so I'm gonna have to put new Velcro on there so it'll stick. And you can't see it, and I'm not gonna climb back there to show you, but underneath that there's actually a gym sock filled with cat litter sitting along the back. And cat litter is supposed to be good for absorbing moisture out of the air, and so I've put that there because when it got cold, I started having a problem with my windows condensating at night, even with the front windows cracked. So that kind of helped it a little bit. It didn't cut down on it completely. I actually really need to clean the back glass, rather. I'm going to show you what's in my trunk, and then that's going to be pretty much it for my setup. Oh, last week I added this curtain in the back. It's held up with the clips on my pencils, actually. I need to get some legit clips, but I thought maybe if I put an actual blackout curtain along the back, I could unfold it and kind of have it hanging down at a slant. And it works really well if you are already in the dark, but if you were to park under, say, a street light, it's very obvious that there's something hanging in the windshield because the fabric kind of has a bit of a sheen to it. So I haven't been using it very much. It comes in handy though, like when I recorded the first part of the video, it was blocking out the light behind me, so that the camera wasn't all glared and shit. But pretty much I just keep it rolled up and then use the pencils to hold it. Sometimes if I park somewhere and it's really bright, I can just roll it down or whatever. But anyway, onto the trunk. So in my trunk, this is my laundry basket. It actually has all my clean clothes in it right now. I haven't put them in my duffel bag yet, but when the clean clothes aren't in there, I put my dirty clothes in there. And at the very bottom are a bunch of Tide Pods that I throw in the wash with them. And then I think my belt is in there. My duffel bag, it has all my clothes in it, my uniforms and stuff. And what I like to do is, I don't know where they are now. Let me see. Anyway, what I like to do is put a couple dryer sheets in there with your clothes, and it helps keep them from smelling like a trunk. Feminine hygiene products. I think the other side of this, there's another pocket, and it has like my knee brace, and a couple other like random miscellaneous things. There's a crate here that I put my food in, obviously. There's nothing in this cooler right now. I'm always too lazy to get ice, so I didn't really use it until it got really cold out. And then I would put like lunch meat and stuff in it, and I would use it within like a day or two. If I would get ice, my life would be a lot easier, but I'm very lazy sometimes. My flip-flops are in here that I wear in the shower when I go to the gym. This little side pocket here just kind of always ends up with random things. So some cleaning stuff, some power steering fluid, the rest of this red shit. And then in the back I've just got some random stuff. My spare shoes are back there, antifreeze, emergency roadside kit, etc., etc. There's some duct tape in here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. My trunk, Pontiacs are known for having very leaky seals, and I'd rather just wait and try to get a new car than to replace all of them because they're kind of expensive. So my trunk holds moisture pretty badly. So what I've done is there's actually a blue tarp underneath all of this, but beneath the blue tarp is the spare tire compartment, which is all rusted up and from where my sister had the car before me, and it had a bunch of water in it. But I got the water out and I filled it with cat litter and then put the cover back on it and then put the tarp over it, and it has done wonders for pulling the water out of the trunk. Used to there would be like condensation all over like the antifreeze bottles and stuff because it would just be so wet in here, but I did that before moving into the car, and I've not had a problem with anything being damp or getting wet or molded or anything. So there's an idea if you have trouble with moisture and stuff in your trunk. But anyway, so I think that's the grand tour. I probably missed some things, but anyway, I'm gonna make probably some like frequently asked questions videos or something, and we'll see see how this goes and maybe make some more videos and shit. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them in the comment box and I'll get back to you guys. You know, if you have any experiences you want to share, let me know, hit me up. Thanks for watching. Bye.